What's up? This T-Shirt Kings 247.com. I recently researched all the other internet sites that sell shirts like we do. And by far, we are the cheapest. With us, you order 20 shirts, you get 60% off. You order 50 shirts, you get 65% off. It's hard for me to properly articulate the deal you're getting because it's so damn good. T-Shirt Kings 247.com, 937-603-4494. Whatever you need, we bring it right to your door. What's up? Hold on. See, now I got a big problem with that, man. Okay. All right. What's up, everybody, man? Welcome to For Shits and Giggles podcast, bro. I'm Ahava Elian. I got my cousin Remy G in the building, and I got my brother T.A. in the building. Yes, and yeah, we like really ready to get this thing going, man. But before you do, everybody, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification so you can get alerted every time we drop hot content. They're trying to just work out a permanent schedule, trying to figure out what's the best rhythm for us. So, you know, today we're here on Monday, but I think that we're gonna be going on Tuesdays and Thursdays, man, to give you guys the best news possible, man, after the sports weekend, man. So, Remy G, boom.
Yes, so my brothers. Man, first thing first, man, I want to congratulate you. You know, your birthday was over last week. So again, happy 50th birthday. Yeah. And then also congratulate you on taking your daughter to college yesterday, getting her started at Ohio State University. So want to congratulate you on being a great father. And then big ups to Nisi getting started. So looking for her to have a big academic year and everything. So do your thing, mama.
Man, yeah.
Yes,
man.
sir.
Man. Little Pete, so sweet, bro. She studying astrophysics, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so she's in school 2 weeks earlier. She got She got accepted into something called the URSA program. And what that is for incoming freshmen who are interested in physics and are taking physics as their major. They got a chance to go to school 2 weeks early and start kind of like digging into what it will be, their curriculum and so on and so forth. So she met with all the people from the physics department, not all the people, but a team to kind of like introduce them to the physics department. And she got a jam-packed schedule, bro, from this morning at 8 o'clock all the way to Saturday night. Sunday they get a chance to rest, and then at next Monday they right back at it again, man, working from like 8 in the morning all the way up until 7 or 8 at night. And it was really cool, bro. The people that was introducing her, bro, they're studying black holes, and they're studying not how Micah studies black holes. I'm talking about the ones that are actually in space. I study black. But nah, bro, they studying like, bro, like how like particle collisions and man, cosmology, man, and all of this other stuff that's so wonderful, bro. I love it. I love the science, man, and to see my daughter actually participating in it is major, man. So I appreciate this shout out, man. But it's all her, bro. She's on it.
That's impressive, man. And I want everybody in the viewing or in the audience to know that I think you made up a word just now, cosmology or whatever you just said. I'm not worried about that because
it's the study of the cosmos. Cosmology.
I'm just saying. I think you made up a word. I mean, it's not a big thing, but we might as well put it out there, man. Here on it's our own, you know what I mean? We do what we do, but you made up a word. But it's all right.
It's for shits and giggles. I'm allowed to make up a word.
I'm gonna roll with it, but I'm gonna put it out there every time I hear one that I'm unfamiliar with. Yeah, bro. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's good things, man. But moving on to the topic of the week is that I know it's a lot of folks ready to get out here and let Bone know how they feel, since he has stated that he didn't feel that Shedeur was an NFL quarterback. And so how do we feel, Bone? Well, what you say after his performance. And I know
Johnny
you're going to
Mack
say
is
it's
here
a preseason
already, and
game.
Johnny Mack is in the building already.
What's up,
Directing
Johnny
traffic
Mack?
straight to you. Hold on, let me
I
switch
would
this
love
around
to
one
hear
time
from
so I
any
can
of
read
those
these
people.
comments. Let me read these comments because Johnny
So
Mack came to play. He brought his what? He brought
Mac already on it.
Johnny Mack
he brought
knows
his
better, first
cosmology.
and foremost.
He brought his cosmology. And he's ready. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Johnny, here you go.
So we know Bone gonna say, "Hey, it was preseason. It's the Carolina Panthers. It don't really matter." We already know, but I just
No,
want to hear what
all
your
of that
take
does
is.
matter. It definitely does matter because he played well. What be taken into consideration, though, is it was the Carolina Panthers and it was preseason, and he didn't complete any passes to any of his starting quarterbacks. I'm in the starting any of the starting unit on offense, but he played well. He played. I didn't get to see the game, but he didn't complete a pass to a starter. So
I don't think
ain't
none of them
that
played.
better?
But
Ain't that better?
Point. Hey, measure it however you want. He's great. Put him in the Hall of Fame. But what Reem said, what Reem said was, Reem said, I said that he shouldn't be an NFL starting quarterback. And that's what happens when people are in their emotions. I didn't say that. I said he wasn't the number one quarterback. I said he was no way even close to the number one. He was not the number one draft pick in the draft. He was not. If you judge him on his tape, he was not. But I would hope that he plays well. That's been my position from the beginning. I don't think that it was a crime that he went in the 5th round. A lot of people, like my two co-hosts, y'all feel that he should have went number one. I have a feel he should have went number one overall. And clearly you think he was a first-round talent.
But you also said that man was not better than a quarterback that got drafted in the 7th round. So if he's not better than a cat that got drafted in the 7th round, isn't that saying he's not an NFL quarterback? It's only how many rounds to the draft?
No, it's not. Because Tom Brady went in that same round. Remember
Let me read this. Let me read Shawnee Mack's comment. Shawnee said, I guess TA was wrong, like all the guys in the draft war rooms, and Mel Kiper and me and all the brothers were right. Shedeur. Yeah, I'm ready. So he's saying that Shedeur played like a starter. Now he wasn't throwing it to starters, but do you think he would have done even better if he would have had the starters on the field to be out there to catch?
Yeah, he would have did. He would have did even better. He would have did even better. But this is what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't gauge Shedeur off of preseason, nor would I gauge like Cam Ward off preseason, nor would I gauge anyone else. What you do in the regular season is what you're going to be what they're going to measure you on. I would wonder what are you going to say, just hypothetically speaking, if when Joe Flacco is available, Shedeur isn't starting.
I mean,
after the performance that he put in.
We're not going to be surprised about that because, like we talked about last week, what most coaches have the philosophy that you don't lose your position because of injury. And Joe Flacco being a veteran, they're going to play him when he come back, regardless of what. And they're going to live and die with whatever Joe Flacco do. And the Brown fans are going to be upset every Sunday, like always.
Okay, but let me ask you this, hypothetically speaking, then, to add on to that. If Joe Flacco is hurt, do you think Shedeur is going to start?
No, I still think that they're going to go with one of the other guys that they already picked because I don't think that they are trying to put Shedeur in a position to be successful. The only way that he ends up starting is because the popularity of it is overwhelming for them, and they have to play.
You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, bro.
He's sweet. He's like, balling out of control.
Before Shedeur, listen, bro. Before Shedeur actually played, they could talk about he wasn't doing well in the film room, or he wasn't he was having miscues at the line of scrimmage, or this or that, or this or that. But once they was put in the position, and I really attribute this honestly to the Most High, because look, we talked about how Deion Sanders always gives it up to God. We talk about how no matter what, he starts every press conference off by thanking God for whatever it may be. And it seems like they got a strong faith base. And somehow, some way, Shedeur had to play. All them other kids got hurt. They was unable to play. And so I feel like God made a way for Shedeur to get out on the field, if for nothing else, to expose the racism or expose whatever else it was, the collusion that was saying, don't draft this kid into the 144th pick. And then after you do draft him, don't let him get no time, no reps with the starters. And it was people saying that they were setting Shedeur up to fail, because even though he was slated to be the starter on that preseason game, they was still not letting him get the reps at practice with the first first unit. But that could have been done. Honestly, that could have been done, because they knew that the first unit wasn't even going to play in the preseason anyway. So let Shedeur actually practice with the people he would be throwing it with in the game. That could be a reason why he didn't get those reps. But the point is, once we all see Shedeur play and he did well and he played well, now it's over. They can't like tell those lies that he's not capable of actually going out there and playing. So I would say, man, Shedeur will be a starter week one, and I don't know how well he'll do. I don't know how well Shedeur will do because of the weapons he has around him.
I don't think
my son heard that, he was like, "Are you?" Basically, he's like, "Are you crazy?" But
I don't think.
But hold on now. Wait a minute. We're not talking about Shedeur being in competition with any great quarterback, Pat Mahomes or any quarterback. We're talking about Shedeur is in competition with a has-been, a never was, and somebody his own that ain't on his level.
Keep in mind,
so why would it be ridiculous for Shedeur to start?
That has won a Super Bowl.
He did. Yeah, he won a Super Bowl
2 decades ago.
Was years ago, though, big bro. Those was years ago.
And keep in mind, they brought him on board for a reason.
What was the reason?
They brought who on board? Flacco?
They brought him on board for a reason.
They brought him on there in case somebody get hurt. He can step in and play, not to be the franchise quarterback.
They didn't bring him in to be the franchise quarterback. I agree 100%, but they definitely didn't bring him in not to be the starter week one. They brought him in to be the starter week one, and for him to be a placeholder until the next the starting quarterback emerges amongst the ones that they had picked. That's why my position has always been, I would hope that Shedeur plays well and is able to earn his right as the starting quarterback. But in no way, shape, or form, by week one, is he a better quarterback than Joe Flacco. If you believe that, you are nuts.
Joe Flacco isn't a good quarterback.
Flacco done.
He wasn't great when he was in his prime.
Joe Flacco.
He was a game manager that won those Super Bowls. I mean,
it's nothing wrong with being a game manager. I'm not saying he's some sort of elite arm talent, this, that, and the third. But what he can do is manage an NFL offense. He is a better quarterback. He has done it. Why would you say Shedeur? What evidence? This is what I'll ask both of y'all. What evidence has Shadur Sanders given y'all that he's a better NFL quarterback than Joe Flacco? I'll wait.
What? That's because he hasn't played in NFL games. So let us answer.
I'm going to repeat it.
He hasn't played in enough games to be able to show what he is over things. So that's a loaded question.
It's not a loaded question.
He hasn't played in any NFL games. So therefore, Your question is loaded because the answer is nothing
loaded.
because he hasn't played in any NFL games yet. But my question is,
point.
when
That's
was the last time Joe Flacco was a good NFL quarterback?
Can
you answer that question? When was the last time Joe Flacco was a good NFL quarterback?
He was just in the playoffs. He was just in the playoffs. Joe,
you talking about what was that 3 years ago? And he was bad how many years before that?
Year?
He's lucky that he was able to stay in the NFL.
Last year he was in the playoffs, but this is my second question. Do you think that Shadur Sanders is better coming out of college than Peyton Manning?
What does that have to do with it? What does Peyton Manning have to do with this?
Because Peyton Manning sucked as a rookie when he came into the NFL. And if you think Shedeur Sanders is better than Peyton Manning and he's going to be able to play better
that has nothing to do with anything. What Peyton Manning did to say if he was better, what it has to do with that? Matter what your team is, all type of things can play into that. And what Shedeur is a talented quarterback that with his skill set, he has the ability that he can outperform what Peyton Manning did as a rookie. He does. He has the ability because of what his natural ability is. He can.
That's your
Peyton Manning didn't play well as a rookie.
I don't think Shedeur is as talented or as skilled at the quarterback position as Peyton Manning was coming out of Tennessee. And
so is Kobe Bryant?
You don't know.
Was he as talented?
Hold on, I have it. Did you say you don't know?
I mean,
y'all don't want to be honest because y'all like Shedeur.
You said he sucked. I mean, Peyton Manning was one of the most career, but if Peyton Manning had a great career, but if he came out and didn't play well, and Shedeur does come out, let's just say Shedeur comes out and leads the Browns to.
I don't think Shedeur is going to play when he first.
But hold on, no, we hypothetical. We hypothetical right now. Let's say, okay, so what's the kid's name in Washington? What's the kid's name in Washington that's a great quarterback that the rookie from last year?
Jaden Daniels.
So would you have said Jaden Daniels was better than Peyton Manning coming into the NFL?
No.
Before you seen Jaden Daniels' season?
No, I wouldn't have said
that. You wouldn't have said that. But who had the better rookie year?
Jaden
Daniels. So you can't really measure who's going to be the best. It's based upon their performance.
But the caveat is you could see glimpses of that talent with Jaden Daniels. The reason, and it's the same thing I said last week about Shedeur. The talent that he played with and played against in the conference that he played in the SEC. Oh, you can see that transferring. You can see when he played against top level talents, the Alabamas, the Floridas, the Georgias. Oh, you can see. Oh, that's going to transfer. I said about Shedeur.
Tom Brady didn't even really play at Michigan that much.
What you say?
Tom Brady didn't even really play at Michigan that much, right? Or he did.
Don't do that. Okay, we're not even going to say that. We're not going to talk about that. But to go back to Jaden Daniels, Shedeur didn't see that level of competition, and when he did, he played his worst games. I said that last week.
And so did Peyton Manning in college, because he played his worst game against Florida every year.
Right, he played his worst game against Florida.
And I got put out. Peyton Manning, before he went to Denver, he was known as somebody who didn't get it done when it really mattered.
All of that can be true, but you saw him against those teams, and it wasn't like that. He played horrible against horrible teams. He played like you just said, Reem. He played bad against Florida. He didn't play bad against BYU. He didn't play bad against Nebraska's. That is what I'm saying. Shedeur has played against lower level teams and didn't play well.
But some of that matters with the line too, bro. Like his.
Here we go. I knew that was coming. What about Peyton's line? Nobody talks about Peyton. We're not talking about lines. We're talking about
they don't talk about lines until they're bad. Like you only notice a room when it's dirty. So like when you come into a room and it's clean, you don't go in there and be like, oh, this is a clean room. But if it was dirty and then you seen it become clean, you would say, oh, now it's clean. So the point is saying like Shadur Sanders, like we're not gonna talk about Peyton Manning's line if they're playing well, like referees.
I'm not gonna cut off the
talk about referees in the game until they start making bad calls.
Hold on. I'm saying be objective. I never said one thing about Peyton Manning's line when his rookie season. I never said one thing about it. But when you are in your emotions about a player, his line was bad because you like Shedeur. I didn't say nothing about Peyton Manning's line. Which one was
is that emotions or facts? If the line is bad, the line is bad.
But I'm not using that as an excuse for his performance. Peyton Manning's line was bad. He went to a terrible team. But his rookie year was bad. All I'm talking about is his performance was bad. And if Shadeur's performance, say for instance, if he, like Ahava said, starts week 1. How many people are going to evaluate him based on his performance, or are you going to say, he didn't have weapons? That's not going to be. That's not the way we live in.
If he say,
were you producing or were you not?
Now, if he snapped the ball and the defensive line is in the backfield before you take 2 steps, then what can you say? And so therefore, you said it as an excuse. How about it being a reason?
No, I'm not saying
the reason. If the line is not bad and I have no time to step back and to be able to get in my 3-step drop, if it's a 3-step drop and the defensive lineman is in the backfield on step 2, how you gonna complete a pass?
Yes.
So that's not an excuse. That's a reason. The reason that you're not successful is because this man in front of you, these men in front of you.
Say that for everyone.
I will. I do because it's a reason, not an excuse. You said Peyton Manning was playing bad and he sucked. We didn't say that.
Johnny Mack said Peyton was never horrible. Yes, he threw a ton of interceptions, but horrible, no, he wasn't. And then Marie S said TA is a hater. Dude, breathe. Shedeur is a great quarterback. Dude, you are in your feelings. Sad to see it. First time here, but if this is his channel, I'm out. Oh my God. Yes, this is his channel. This is all of our channels. But hey, listen, you want to watch because it's fun to disagree, man. But I mean, I don't think bro
this is what I want to know from people that say he is great. How?
Mm-hmm. That remains
anyone to co-sign how.
I don't think it because our argument has not been that he's great because Kel Ward, all of them, only time gonna tell on what greatness is. But I do feel that he was a better quarterback than being drafted. Even if you say Kel Ward was better, he was not how many quarterbacks went before him?
Right.
He was better than that. That's what we're saying. He was better than going in the 5th round behind that many different quarterbacks. If you say Cam Ward is better and that's your argument, okay, yeah, that's a viable argument.
I'm saying this. I'm going out on the limb and saying I think Shedeur will be great. Yes. I'm stepping forward and saying yes, because I think that Shedeur shines bright. I think that he is a star, and for some reason he's going to play good. It's going to be all eyes on him. He was like for Shedeur to go out there and play as well as he did in that preseason game. It was like all eyes on him, and he could have easily went out there and just been. The moment could have been too big. I know that it was a preseason game, but this was like the biggest preseason game of all time. Like everybody wanted to see. Well, listen though, name me another preseason game that has got this much attention, this much talk about, this much desire to be seen.
I think it was the most watched preseason game.
I bet you it was. We can find the Nielsen rating and figure out if anybody has watched this game. And part of it is not only to see Shedeur, but it's to see if they colluded against this young man and attempted to like what is it? Talk down on him, like mess up his name, like destroy his image. Like that was wrong, bro. I'm telling you, the NFL is a bunch of good old boys, man, and we'll see. But I'm rooting for Shedeur, man.
I'm rooting for him also.
Win the Super Bowl, as far as I'm concerned, and it's only to just show and expose the hatred. The hatred
for Shedeur, or last week y'all said it was Shedeur hatred, or is it Dion, or is it a combination of both? What is the hatred?
Combination of both.
It's more Dion. It's more Dion. It's a bombastic, loud mouth, praying, gold wearing N-word that needs to pipe down and fall in line. I mean, bro, just anytime you get a passionate brother that's a player and he yells at his team and he goes off or gets frustrated and checks his teammates on the sideline, what he is a team obliterator, a terrible person, somebody that's gonna destroy the locker room. But when you get Tom Brady yelling and going off and kick, he's a fiery, passionate leader. It's the most leading, passionate player you've ever seen in your life. And you want to follow a man like that, you'll run through a brick wall. So we just we're getting an opportunity to talk about what we've all witnessed, but we never actually hear the media or like the people that's covering the game say. We like giving it our perspective breakdown, bro. And I mean, boom.
What up?
Man, when we was kids coming up in high school, bro, and this was in the 90s,
right?
I think that it was still being thought that black people were not smart enough to play the quarterback position. I mean,
that's true.
That's true.
Okay, so now we are kind of like coming out of that age, but the residue of that mindset is what's showing up into why Shedeur is getting played in the first place. You see,
I think it's hard. I think it's very difficult to have that argument and be true with oneself if you realize Cam Ward was the #1 pick.
There's been other quarterbacks that's the #1 pick, black quarterbacks that was #1 pick, but that's still how it goes though, is that they think that the black man is not smart enough to be the quarterback. That's why they call the black quarterbacks the game managers, but they give all the credit to the white quarterbacks.
Or like a Lamar Jackson, bro. Lamar Jackson was so good at Louisville, but even with that, they still was trying to convert.
They still wanted him to play wide receiver.
Or wide receiver or running back, right? Wide receiver.
And I think that was crazy that people wanted him to play a different position. And I think in those instances, you may have an argument. And even then, with all the stuff that he did, he went in the first round. And that's why I say at some point, the talent does matter. And the talent matters. He was an ultra talented athlete. And I think you've fallen on a hill that is not necessarily the right one when you talk about that with Shedeur. His talent wasn't that.
Shedeur is a talented quarterback. Lamar Jackson is a talented athlete that probably can play multiple positions.
No, he's not. He's never played another position. He's a talented quarterback, and that's what gets lost. People think because you can run fast, you a talented athlete. He is a next generation quarterback. He is better than whoever you say is the good quarterback.
Exactly.
He's better than them.
But they asked him to play another position because of his speed and stuff like that. Shedeur does not have that type of speed. So Shedeur is not going to play anything but quarterback. But if you get a black quarterback who has the athletic ability, like Lamar Jackson or any other ones with that type of athletic ability and speed, they'll ask them to go to another position. They don't do that to the white quarterbacks. They bring them in to be a quarterback. But Shedeur can't be any. But Shedeur isn't anything but a quarterback. That is true, but Shedeur isn't that kind of, does not have that kind of speed, and he is a talented quarterback as a quarterback. But so you saying he don't have that type of talent? No, he doesn't have that type of athleticism. He doesn't have the speed that his daddy possessed. His daddy was a freak of nature on speed. All that stuff don't necessarily get passed on to the next generation because now you don't have bring a woman side into it and all that stuff with DNA and genealogy. So that wasn't passed on to him. But arm talent, Shedeur is a very talented quarterback.
I'm happy you said that. In my opinion, get a quarterback. He does not have. So this is the difference when you talk about someone like Lamar Jackson. He has arm talent. He has athleticism. Clearly, he ran an NFL style offense at the University of Louisville. Damn near beat Clemson, I think it was at the time, what a lot of people would say by himself at the quarterback position. The toughest talent at the time, when I believe they still had either Deshaun Jackson or Deshaun Watson or the kid that came after him, Trevor Lawrence, and he was doing that on a day-to-day basis. And he still had NFL caliber wide receivers like Shedeur did, but he Heisman, not the wide receiver he was throwing to. It's a difference, and there are levels. He was on a.
Do you think? All right, go ahead, Remy.
Lamar, you said Lamar was considered the Heisman, not the receiver he was throwing to. But also,
he won the Heisman.
I know. That's what I just said.
He won the Heisman.
That's what it just said, Bone. He won the Heisman, not the receivers he was throwing to. But Shedeur receiver not only was one of the best receivers in the country, he was the best cornerback in the country. Lamar didn't have that. That's why they weren't considered for the Heisman and why Travis Hunter won the Heisman. That is a horrible argument.
That's not a horrible argument.
Travis Hunter was the elite talent on both sides of the ball. So that's why he would beat out Shedeur playing with Shedeur. And if Lamar played with Travis Hunter would have still won the Heisman.
Let me tell you this. This is why I will argue against that. Travis Hunter wasn't the top defensive back, and he did not win the Biletnikoff. He was not the top DB. He was not the top wide receiver in college football. He was not. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. If he played with someone that plays the quarterback position like Lamar Jackson did, he would not have won the Heisman because the quarterback is the most important position on the field in the game of football. That's like saying if you had someone like Deion Sanders playing in the NFL, doing what he did on both sides of the ball, if he played with a quarterback like Steve Young or Troy Aikman, he would win what would essentially be the MVP over them. It's no way he would win an MVP over the quartaback. That's not how it works. You
said if we watch Travis play both sides of the ball and be dominant on both sides of the ball. Who else was as dominated by? You can say there was another DB that you think was better, or you think there was another wide receiver that was better. But there was nobody that stayed on that field for 100 snaps a game and dominated both sides of the ball but him. So it don't matter if he's not the best wide receiver or the best DB. He's the best player on the field when he stepped on the field.
But to everybody that's watching, can y'all please take 1 second and hit that like button for us, please, and make sure everybody subscribe. All right, hold on. Let me ask y'all from this perspective now. So now the Browns play Philadelphia next, right? Would you like to see Shedeur get more action, or would you like them to let the other quarterbacks play so we can let them play, then compare what they did in their performance versus what Shedeur did. Which one would you rather see? Shedeur play more or let them play to see how good they do?
I would like to see Shedeur play more, but the question is, are the other quarterbacks healthy to play now? But I personally would like to see Shedeur play. That's the only reason why I would tune into a Browns game, is only to see Shedeur play.
I think the bigger exposure is to let them play. I like when you coaching sometimes and you got that parent that's keep talking to you about their kid playing. You don't let the kid play as much because you don't have the confidence in him, but the parent does. So it's good to let their kid get out there and play the whole quarter. And let us get down by 30.
So they can see how bad he is.
This is Dylan Gabriel's fault. This is Pickett's fault. I want to let them other kids play, man, and see how well they do. And then we'll hear every excuse from that. But I want to see if they can match Shedeur's vibe and his shine. And then it'll really show. And then let Shedeur come back the following week and duplicate his performance or even do better. Because Shedeur says he could have played better, but he looked like a pro to me, bro.
Man, Shedeur has some great intangibles that he has too. That he definitely shows to be a great leader, has great understanding of the game and all that type of stuff. He moved well when he had to get out the pocket and everything. I think Shedeur in time is going to be a very, very great quarterback. I ain't gonna say give him a gold jacket yet. That all remains to be seen, but it's definitely possible. Anything is possible. He has a chance to play himself into.
They're talking about Pickett. Man, Pickett was trash, bro. Trash. And Pittsburgh got trash receivers. They don't want to pay no receivers ever. If they get a good receiver, I'm just saying, no, bro. This is Pittsburgh. Honestly, they get a good receiver like Mike Wallace or anybody else. Well, I don't know. Maybe
for receivers that are productive. We pay for productive.
Did they pay Hines Ward? They paid Hines Ward. Okay.
Why you think he stayed with them?
Yeah, Hines Ward is a great receiver. That's why I brought him up, because I think that he should have definitely deserved to get paid. What about Mike Wallace? Did they pay Mike Wallace?
Get out of here. He was gone.
Man, you crazy. That's messed up, man. Some of these owners need to be held accountable because there's no loyalty on the ownership side, man. No, they don't care. If a player,
there is no loyalty on the ownership side.
Away, oh yeah, he's a demon. But the owners trade players anytime they feel like it, bro.
Exactly, and that's why I don't.
Does that, and they do it when it's time for them to pay. That's why Micah Parsons is. The older you get in football, your value decreases at a certain point. And they try to hold out on you until you reach that point so they can justify not giving you what you like already really played good enough to get. You know, it's like in football, you almost get paid after you do the work, like in every job. And so the owners need to act like that, because the owners do act like, well, we're going to pay you this contract up front and then you play. But they really are paying you based on what you've already done. You see what I'm saying? Like, as far as a college player, yeah, you haven't worked for the Cowboys yet, but they're going to pay you for how great you've been with the last place you was at. And so
if you were an owner, would you do it differently? If you were an owner, would you do it differently?
Yes, absolutely. I do it as an owner now on a smaller scale.
How would you pay if you were an NFL owner?
I would pay them for the work that they did and not the work that they're going to do.
That's what you just said that they do.
No, they're paid. What the owners do is they try to stall you out until you get so old that they can pay you less on that next contract, right? And they're basically projecting the perception that they're going to give you all this money. Now you're going to go out there and play. That is true But I think that it's a mask for what really happens behind the scenes is that these owners are really paying you for the, like when, for example, if you go work at McDonald's, right? Or even work here, T-shirt Kings, the number one T-shirt place in the world. But if you work here, like you do the work and then you get paid that night. Anywhere you work, you always have to, work first and then get paid. And that's what athletes do. But the owner, the script, and make it seem like they're paying you first and then allowing you to do the work. But that's not really the workings of it. But I don't want to get too far off of track because we want to talk about beating. How do we say her name again?
Sha'Carri Richardson.
What was the name you said first?
I said Sha'Carri, but I didn't want to mispronounce it for real. But Sha'Carri Richardson, we seen a video of Sha'Carri pushing her boyfriend. She might have threw one punch. I didn't really see a punch like that, but she might have. Okay. To me, I think that she lost her cool, but I feel like that they overdid it. They've been trying to bother this young lady for once. I think she smoked weed or something before, and maybe got held out from a competition. Okay, that was one thing that happened. They kind of like muddy her name a little bit, and then now this situation. And when I see it, man, athletes are everyday people too. They got emotions. They people, but they are extremely talented at something. So yeah, she gonna get into a fight with her boyfriend. Yeah, she gonna get mad or have one of them days, and it might have been in the airport. Okay, that can happen with anybody. It's wrong. I don't want her to do it, but don't like demonize her too crazy. Like, here we go. Look at her. This is this and that, because it's imagery, man. All kind of people go through stuff like that. And the media is only out for a story. They're only out for interest. So, they're going to show that and blow it up, and because they know it's going to get a lot of views. But in the process, I think that it's like, it's not very loving to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just like more like mob shit.
I got two takes on it. You know what I'm saying? I do feel that the media over sensationalizes stories just so that they can have stories and that people will tune in and everything there, and they blow a lot of things out of proportion, especially dealing with Black athletes. My second point on this is there's a double standard that goes on with women and as far as with men. Because we watched her do this on the news. Watch her, they shipped the video, they took her to jail. The guy her boyfriend didn't want to press charges. She was released. But yet, have this been a male, especially a Black male athlete, all a woman had to do was go say that he was committed domestic violence. It wouldn't have had to be seen. And then not only would he have been taken to jail, then he would have been crucified. He would have lost endorsements. He would have lost this. He would have lost that. Just all on the allegation. So there's an extreme double standard. If you look at the stuff with the WNBA and stuff now, and even women's college basketball, there's a lot of domestic violence going on with these women. There's a lot of domestic violence incidents, but it's not blown up and it's not given they're not created to be the villains as men are. And it's so many times in the situation that we find out that men, it was so much more to the story than what it was. You know what I'm saying? So I think Sha'Carri, even though she has had some problems with the media before, I think this was actually very light on her as compared to had that been reversed and it was her boyfriend that did this to her. And then not only that, in that situation that you're in a public airport, if that was a man doing that to a woman, there was all type of other men that would have jumped in to try to come to her aid. And now, and this is how men end up dying in situations, because you jumping into something that ain't got nothing to do with you, don't know what's going on. Hey, you ain't gonna do this to this woman, do that. I didn't see not near woman step in to try to get this woman away from what she was doing to him. And that's what I talk about with the double standard. It's not cool, and it's a bad thing, and it creates an environment for now women to think that when they get upset, they can be emotionally out of control, put their hands on men.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a component, and I never,
man. And
I never say it's cool for a man to put his hands on a woman, but it ain't cool for a woman to put her hands on a man. Keep your hands to yourself, because when you put your hands on somebody, you're subject to a reaction.
Okay, but what is the proper recourse for a man if a woman does hit him? If a woman hits a man, what should the man do?
The man is actually what should he do? I can't say on that. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, hey, we was talking.
It depends if she catch you with a real clean one. If she bust your lip.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but to be honest, it's a lose-lose situation for a man. Because if you watch a man if he get hit, like you said, she catch you with a clean one, bust your lip and all this and that, everybody gonna be laughing at it then. Oh man, that girl done hit this. If he turn around and hit her and knock her out, then he wrong for doing that. So it's a lose-lose situation. So it's wrong for not only a woman, but then a black woman to put this black man in that position. Control yourself. Control yourself.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. The one thing that I will say is you don't know what happened on the plane. Evidently, they was getting off a plane. Something transpired beforehand, and when they got off, you saw what you saw on the video. And they always, I think the lesson to be learned,
that's a great point.
That's
a great point.
It's always going to be a camera nowadays that's watching. It's always somebody that's either videoing or it's a camera that's around. Somebody
let me piggyback off of what Hunter said.
If he was extremely disrespectful to that girl for whatever reason, you don't know what happened on the plane.
So is there any good reason for her to act like this? Is there any valid reason for her to do this?
I don't think it's you always can find something where you're like, oh, you can't do that. That's subjective. Some people are going to respond a certain way to certain things. Some people are going to be triggered by certain things. Do I believe that she should act like that? No. But are there certain things that can be done that you'd be like, oh, I understand they're doing that though, and vice versa? It's always going to be something.
Is there?
But this is my point though. This is my point that with men, it doesn't matter. It's always said it don't matter what. We've seen women hit men, do all type of stuff to a man, this and that, and then when he turned around, she done hit him 12 times. Then he done got irritated and done pushed her or something to mug her in the head. Then it's like, oh, he should never do that. He should never do that. Well, if that's the case, then apply them same standards to a woman. She should never. So therefore, if it whatever a man do, it's always never a reason why he should have done that. So then, if that case, apply that to a woman. So then to answer your question, cuz no, there's never a reason that's okay. Because it ain't never okay for a man to do it, so it ain't okay for a woman to do it. Since we want all these equal rights for women and everything now.
I've talked about this on a podcast.
That's not going to age well, Reem.
it doesn't matter. What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
I don't believe that.
What is saying is it's a bit taboo for real, but it's the truth. Like, listen, bro. Listen. I think it's, you know what, like, it's such a scary thing to talk about, like relationships and violence and all of this other shit. But listen, bro, I don't want to go too crazy, but with my mom passing away, right, bro, like domestic violence, my mother got killed from domestic violence. So without being, I'm only saying that to say this, that I do never condone no stupid stuff like that. But I want to say this. If a woman just starts punching you in your face, beating you, first of all, if you don't know this woman and she assaults you and fight, you got every right to defend yourself. Now, the problem about hitting a woman is this is your woman. You know, this is your girlfriend. So now that's when it's never okay for a man to hit a woman. Only when it's his girlfriend. Because if it was another woman on the streets that's just attacking you, you well within your rights to boom, boom, you got to put her down to get her off of you. If a woman, when a strange woman can just walk up and rob a man, go in his pockets, and you don't touch her, you gotta do this. Why she takes all your money? Do this. So of course, so the point is, what Remy is saying is, this is your girlfriend, but if she just starts assaulting you just like a woman on the street would, for whatever she's mad about something, you did nothing. You got the right to defend yourself and hit her back.
Put her
fucking
down.
You got the right to get her ass up off of you. You got to, bro. Right. You don't have the right to initiate and start controlling a woman and beat her. And if she does some light little pushing you, even smack you, you better try to walk away first. And if she follows you and keeps going, then that's when you got to defend yourself. But it's got to be extreme for a man to react and punch a woman and hit a woman like with the things that she was doing to him. It does not qualify for a punch reaction. He did exactly what he should have done. He walked away, got away, and made it better. But if you being assaulted and you feel your life is on the line, I mean, I'm 50 now. A woman hits me, I'm done.
Oh my God.
My thing is if this was taught from early on, this is what I taught my nieces and everything. If you don't want to get hit, don't hit. You know what I'm saying? Don't initiate no hit, no on nothing, this and that. Because there's certain things then that, okay, so to a woman, if this man is mistreating you or calling you out your name, walk away. Just like the same thing you want to say with men, to walk away from situations. Oh, she smacked you, walk away from that. Okay. That sounds good, but that don't mean you don't know what type of day that man is having or what he's going through to what that day that he might react to you. So the best way to avoid all of this stuff is to keep your hands to yourself.
We got both ways in the building. We got comments going crazy too. Let's see. Then women are asking on the internet saying, what did he do to make her act like that? Really? That's what Todd Lark said. He said women are trying to justify her doing all of that based upon like it is a certain thing. Like honestly, if he did something that was just off the hook, I ain't saying she's right, but I can understand her being a woman and acting like that. Like that's kind of like woman type stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? And our culture, I can understand it. I don't like it, but I can understand if it was something that he did that was just out of pocket where she was just done.
So this is what I'm saying with the double standard and why it has to stop. Because this is how people end up getting hurt and stuff. So therefore, if you if a woman catches a man cheating, she got all right. Oh, she was cool to hit him. She went through his phone and saw that he was talking to another girl, so it's okay for her to hit him. But if a man catches a woman in the same reason, oh, he just should have left. It ain't no way he should have put a hit. You can't keep applying all these double standards and stuff in life. Okay, it's not cool for nobody to put their hands on nobody. Period, point blank. And if you don't want to get hit back, don't hit. Period. Keep the respect level of what it is, because when you disrespect somebody and then you want to put your hands on them, or even disrespect to a certain level with words, you know what words are fighting words and what you're trying to say to somebody. Watch your disrespect. It's okay to disagree and be disagreeable, but it's not okay to be disrespectful. Disrespect closes doors that an apology can't reopen. And if you don't apologize, that door definitely is not reopening again. So it's not cool to be disrespectful. And for her, we don't know what happened, but you did not need to conduct yourself like that in front of everybody. She's a public figure. Both of them are track stars. And you put him and yourself at risk for endorsements, money, and everything for what? What took place that was that serious that you couldn't wait till y'all got into the hotel, got home, or whatever it was to have that conversation? To conduct yourself like that. That was not a good move. And I don't think it's cool to gauge over it, and then because it's a woman acting as if, well, it's okay. Well, what was her reason? And she probably had a reason. No, it was no reason to
If
embarrass.
everybody starts acting like that, then it's a problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I said nobody tried to step in. If you see stuff on the internet now, if a man is doing something to a woman, you got guys that don't even know her. Hey man, you ain't gonna be doing that, jumping in stuff, this and that, and then next thing you know, it could lead to something else, and somebody done got killed because you in something that don't have nothing to do with you. But yet nobody tried to stop that woman. You don't see women when they acting out of control grab the woman and say, "Hey, come on, girl, don't do that to him. Don't do that."
So
Everybody
let me
walk
ask
right
you
past
a question. That's a good point. Let me ask you a question. You're walking down the airport, you're walking, and you see a guy fighting this girl and beating her. Do you get in there and break?
Do you break it up?
Do you go break up the fight? Do you stop?
Break up and jumping in trying to fight him is two different things. Break up is maybe saying like, "Hey, come on, bro, don't do that here, man. Hey, I'm even trying to help you from not getting in trouble." You know what I'm saying? Or even more, let me get you away from this situation. That's a different thing than jumping in saying, "Oh no, dog, you ain't gonna do that. Square up with me." This and that. Whole
I'm
different
saying,
thing.
do you
So
grab
break
him
up.
off of her? Do you grab him off of her?
Yeah, break up without the intent of like, "Hey, come on, dog, let me stop you from doing this." Yes, but not
You come
jumping
in,
into the thing.
correct. You come in and
Exactly.
talking with it. Like, all right,
Right. Come on, bro.
Bone,
You're dog. You're
what
gonna
you
get
doing,
yourself
bro?
into some trouble.
More than likely try to break it up, because both of them going to end up in, more times than not, the guy's going to be in immediate danger because y'all fighting in an airport. You are the immediate threat. You are the man.
Yeah.
Breaking it up would be the best thing, I would think, and the best outcome. But if they're fighting in an airport, I don't even think it's going to be a matter of breaking it up. He's probably going to jail. If you're fighting in an airport, you're going to jail.
You've lost your sense.
You're going to get beat up, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, they got security guards for that. You know,
right.
So my thing is,
on any day, would you just keep walking?
if security is already taken care of it, that's their job. That's not my job.
No security. What about he just got her grabbed up on the wall? Do you go and say something to that? Because I don't know. Do you go and get in people's business, or
sometimes I say you don't, because you know what I've seen in situations that have happened. Somebody tried to break up something, acting like they trying to break up to save the woman, and then the woman and the dude then turned on the person that was trying to intervene. Sometimes it's just best to mind your business. Mind the business is paying you.
I'm walking by, man. In the airport, I'm walking by.
Yeah, because they got security.
You won't be walking long in the airport. That situation
Be
will
like, man, somebody get them. I will do that. I'll go get some help.
Because again,
go get some help.
You don't know the situation. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't your business. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta break it up though. Damn, I'm gonna break it up, man. Shit. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk by, then think like, damn, I should have broke this shit up. Then when I'm safely away, I'm like, hey, bro, hey, the police on their way. I'll do something like that. You know what I'm saying? And then now he'll leave it alone. I'm like, bro, the police. That's about the best I can do. That's because if I go and grab him, he like, man, what's up?
All
right, bro. I thought you were somebody else.
I know, because this is for shits and giggles. We making jokes out of stuff, and that's just what we have always done our whole life. But you know what I'm saying? This is a serious issue in our society with this, man, with this type of stuff happening, with violence and stuff like that. And that you do got to be careful with what you get involved with, because you could put your life in danger for something that has nothing to do with you, and you don't know what is going on behind it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said a lot of times I think it's just best to mind your own business.
Damn. But you know what would kill us though? If later on you turn on the news and say, a man severely critically injured his girlfriend today at the airport. Look at this guy walking right by. No,
Where is
Ahaba,
security in
Elias,
your airport?
Remy, Ahaba, and TA all walk by. There.
We know you got your own jail, so where's your airport at that there's no security?
My question to bro, we know that Reem has already said that he feels that it's a double standard and that needs to be gone. Do you feel it's a double standard too, with girls being able to be aggressors in front of men? Or
no, because I think
you don't think it's a double standard.
It is, but it should be. You know what I'm saying? Like certain things men can do, certain things women can do. There's plenty of things that men get away with that women don't, and it's just a part of life. It's just the way that it is. Like the women stay there, and man, they have to be with children a lot more, raising kids, doing this at night, doing it. Like, and men got to go out, they work. I mean, I know everybody does these things, but I'm just saying, like throughout history, for the most part of history, we have had just kind of like roles, family roles, and different things that we represent in society, you know. And for a woman to be emotional, no, is definitely not right, but there is something to understand in it all. You know what I'm saying? And I think Reem knows that too, but he's right. Like women shouldn't just be able to get away with this stuff, you know, because it is wrong. But I think men do a lot.
I believe there's
wrong.
I believe there's double standards, and I think that they are there. And you just need to understand that they exist, and they exist for a reason. And, I mean, you know what it is. You know the game that you're playing,
right?
And there are double standards. I mean, and
when women take these things to the extreme, man, like
exactly,
they get these women too. I mean, it's wrong, but I'm saying when they do take it to the extreme, I think that they'll make an example out of a woman. You know, I mean, women get thrown in jail and women get punished too. You know, but I know what you're saying. Like her hitting him like that.
I get everything y'all just said about the roles of men and women. True indeed. Everybody has a role. But in no point in there is your role for either one of y'all to put your hands on the other. That's not a role. That's just totally disrespect.
Say that again.
I said that there's roles. Men have roles, women have roles of what they play. The men and women roles. I get that. But nobody's role is to put their hands on the other. Because that is a sign of disrespect. That is something that once you get to this point, it's probably time that the relationship should have been ended.
No, because I'm not justifying a female putting her hands on a guy, but what just on the Sha'Carri Richardson incident, one, like I said, you don't know everything that happened, and secondly, like the guy, by all intent, everything is pointing to he's staying with her. And I think for a girl or a guy, if your position is that, the moment that somebody shows that they have that level of what some would deem as, whether you want to say is they don't have that control or they're immature, once they show that ain't the one for you, then you need to move on. Because best believe it probably will show up again. And the moment he stands in front of cameras and say, "Oh, it ain't that big of a deal," most would say, "Oh, well, she definitely gonna do it again," and it'll probably be worse. Or they've already did this, what they do. And the thing is, I think he didn't hit her. That's commendable. He wasn't supposed to, but I think it's, to your point, it's a totally different ball game if he's doing the exact same thing and he's doing that to a female. He's definitely probably in jail, but everybody knows that. And that's what I'm saying. The double standard part
Right.
is that is
Right.
you know it
Yeah.
going in. I mean, you can't you can't do that as a man. There are certain
Right.
things men just to, like Ahava said, there's things that men can do that women can't. I mean, just look.
Yes.
I mean,
Stand up and pee.
no. Well, perfect example. Just look at how it's viewed as a man. The number of women that you've had prior to getting to your main woman, they would say you. A lot of people would say you a hoe. But if you take a woman with those same exploits and then say, "Oh, go and get a guy," you be like, "You never turn a hoe into a housewife." That's what people would say. It's a
But
double standard.
it goes on every day.
No, it doesn't. No, it
Yes,
doesn't.
it does. These women out here that's being promiscuous and living like they're getting married every day. You know you done seen that. You done seen many of bras that was out
you
here
missing what
going through
I'm
guys.
saying. Guys aren't going in knowing that and saying, "Oh, I'm cool with that." That's not what you're going for. That's not what a guy goes for. A lot of times, it's more so accepted for a guy to have that past than it is for a woman to have that past. That's just the truth.
I hear what you saying, but I think as you get as we've gotten older, that don't even matter because everybody got a pass. Everybody got a pass. That might have been the case when you fresh out of high school or your early 20s or something like this. But after, man, once you get into your 30s and 40s and all that type of stuff, everybody got a pass. So you can't be judging people off of their past of what they've done or how or their sexual partners and all this and that. Man, it comes down to compatibility. If you like somebody, if you love somebody, if y'all can grow old together, and if y'all can build a team together. And so what went on in your 18s and 20s? And I meet you when I'm 35. That don't have nothing to do with it. Now, what you don't want to do is be with the girl who's been with your partners.
No, that's for you. If I knew someone was out here just gallivanting and was just like sexually promiscuous, no, that would, and I knew it, that wouldn't be someone.
So what if you don't know it?
That's totally different. That was my point. If you know someone that was that way, that's not who you're going to be going after. Whereas for guys, it is a lot more accepted for you to have that past. That was my whole point. If you know that a female has that, the one you're going for. That's true.
And I would say that's you, because there's a whole lot of dudes that don't care and go for that. Because it don't matter after you get to a certain point. I mean, your past is your past. And yeah, you may know or you don't know. What's the difference? So
do you think that a man should ask a woman how many men she slept with?
No.
And a woman shouldn't ask a man that either.
Okay, so how would you know if somebody is a hoe or not?
God, you brutal. No, I'm saying if if you have been, if y'all have y'all known, if you've known one another and you know what it is, you know what I mean? Some people know.
So if you just knew that she was if you knew she was I don't even know how anybody could possibly keep up with that. But
so you didn't know any in high school. You didn't know any in high school.
In high school, yeah, but I wouldn't care about that now.
From that time,
I wouldn't care about that now. Like, man, if a girl, like, let's say in high school, a girl got hit by a couple of people, you seen her out or something, and y'all really start talking and liking her, I don't think that's no reason not to be with her, man. In high school, we so old now. You like, damn, 30 years ago, I remember everybody used to crash you.
Right.
So maybe you wouldn't even start. Okay. All right. So,
wow.
So now I see what you're saying. You wouldn't even take her on a date or nothing. You wouldn't even get started with her because you knew that.
Well, how it sounds, I mean, to each his own, it wouldn't matter. For me, it would. It would.
No, I understand that though.
I hear what you're saying. I'm just saying after a certain point of time, everybody got a pass. You know what I'm saying? And after a certain when people living in their 20s, college life and all type of stuff that went on, and there comes a point in time that you don't you ain't looking back at the Karen, because like you said, you're not about to ask her. You ain't about to be like, oh, so if you met a girl and she was wilding in college, this, that, and you 30 years old now, and then like, oh, we get together, this, that. Like, how many dudes was you with when you went to UC? Like, that's not even a question that you're gonna have. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do it matter?
It's a reasonable question, though. I think it's a question that's okay. You say, hey, how many people you been with?
You would never ask somebody that question.
Yes, I will.
So have you ever had a woman ask that question?
With the right timing, I don't think that it's I think that it's okay for a woman to ask me that. I think that it would be.
Tell her the truth?
I mean, if I don't know the truth. I don't even know the truth. The truth is I don't know.
I don't think you want.
The truth is I don't know, and then she's not gonna accept that. She's not gonna accept that. She gonna say no.
And would you accept that from her? Would you accept that from her? If you were like, hey, babe, how many people you been with? She'd be like, oh,
she said she didn't
I don't even know.
I'm done.
I don't ran.
This is a double standard.
But you just said it don't matter.
That's me running away. I'm gone. You don't know.
If you ask a girl how many people she been with, and she said,
like, I'm serious. I really do not know. I say, I don't know. I'm done.
I had some wild days, but it was way back in college and high school. I mean, those days were crazy. But you know, I'm good now.
So this is my thing.
Y'all saying that? Y'all saying it wouldn't matter.
I'll still be cool with her, but I don't know if.
No, you gonna make her your woman.
How do you ask a woman how many guys they've been with? When
I would never ask that question.
Exactly, because they don't even want you to ask them their age, or definitely can't ask them how much they weigh.
This ain't
so
the
why
first
you don't
night
ask
out.
don't
ask her that the first night out.
There's some women that wouldn't care.
Ask her that
just
later
like y'all
on.
saying that.
Yeah, you know, I'm just saying, at no point in time do a woman want you to ask them their age. Well, you know, after you've been together, you might know their age, but you can't ask a woman their weight. So what makes you think if you can't ask a woman how much she weighs, she gonna tell you on how many sexual partners she had? Because what makes you think she's definitely gonna tell you the truth anyway?
The average amount of sexual partners for a woman in their life.
I don't care. I wouldn't want it.
I don't know.
Real question is, how many would you be ready to accept, and are you willing to take the true answer? I'm not one that's willing to. I don't even have a number. I don't have a number.
That didn't say that she had them all yesterday.
Don't matter. Don't matter. That's clearly making my point. That's clearly making my point.
If you meet a woman, and let's say she lost her virginity at 20,
I'll give them the average.
And she's
the average number. Hold on, cuz. I'm sorry. Look, cuz. Hold on. Wait a minute. The average number of sexual partners a woman has in her lifetime, typically. Give me y'all's answer. What do y'all think? Put it in the chat. Comment below. Don't Google. Come on, you first. How many?
10.
Bone say 10, okay.
I say 12.
Falls between 4 and 7, according to various studies. However, this number can vary based on factors like age and social cultural norms. For example, studies in the US and UK show women reported an average of 7 partners, while a study in Italy suggests an average of around 11.8.
So this was what I was gonna say. So say a woman lost her virginity at 20.
Right.
Now she's 35 and she had one sex partner per year. Okay. That's 15. So you meet her at 30 and she's 36. And she's everything that the type of woman that you meet. She had one partner per year. So regardless if it was one time or every month, what if she had one partner? Does that make her a hoe at 15 people? Does that make you where you be like, oh no, that's
not a hoe? It don't make her a hoe.
But did that make
does
you
it make her,
turn
does
your?
it make her used?
I would think.
Does
I
it
would
make her
think. Honestly, that is. She is
Used?
doing
used?
at that stage in the game. I think you're doing way too much, way too
I'm like,
much.
why you got a different partner every
Between
year for 15
if you
years?
are 20 years
What's going
old
on?
and you have had a different sexual partner every year for 15 years straight, you're doing too much, man.
I didn't
Yeah,
say that you were doing it this whole person all year. It could just happen once or twice. You know what I'm saying? That you dated somebody, this and that.
I
That you
feel you.
dated different people throughout a year. That it wasn't relationships that lasted. You might have messed with this person for 6 months. Might have messed with this person for 8 months, and then it didn't work. And then does that look like you been? Because men are doing that all the time.
Again, the double standard that exists. When
yeah.
men
Men
do
can
that, it's
sleep with
not
more
the
women.
perception. The
Men should have
perception is the same for men as it is with women. That was what I said from the beginning. But in reality, both of them would be doing too much if ultimately your goal is to be with someone on the for a long-term relationship. If you just want to be out here hoeing, then that's your prerogative. Ain't nobody can knock that. That's what you want to do. More power to you. But if a female has, and like I said, I preface it, and I know that this how you getting down, that's not one that I want to be with. I'm just being honest. That's not the ideal woman for me.
That's why I gave you the scenario I gave you with somebody dealing with
20,
somebody
20 years old, Ring, 20 to 35, and you at 20, golly, somebody did every year till you 35.
Well, look how quickly that
That's
can
including
accumulate
your
though.
little one night bops, whatever you want to call it. That's
And
you too
and
much.
if it ain't a one night, you could have dated for somebody for 6 or 8 months every year, trying to think that you were trying to develop a relationship. You had sex with them, boom, it didn't work. Every year, a woman could have done that. And that fast is like, oh, it's 15 people, but yet she ain't out here like, oh, I'm hoeing, I'm out here messing with this guy, that guy. She messed with one person for this time period. It just didn't work.
You're doing too much. Lesson learned.
Hold on, we're gonna see how
You
many.
wouldn't be
We're
here
gonna
for me.
see.
I mean, you're doing too much.
So wait a minute. We're gonna see how many women a man sleeps with in his lifetime.
On average,
Yeah. What number do y'all think?
if females were 7 on average in the United States, I would say, man, I would go with the same number. It'll probably be around 10.
10.
Yeah.
30.
Ain't no. I would say
I'm thinking like Reem, but the answer is what Bone said: 7 to 8. 7 to 8 women.
dudes be lying, man.
On these surveys.
y'all ain't getting it in like that.
7 to 8 women in a lifetime.
So
a woman going from 20 to 35, that is crazy, Reem.
So
yeah, there's no way a woman should be.
So if it's 7 to 8, as far as men, that's how many women that men are sleeping with in their lifetime. There's definitely been a false propaganda going out here that so many men are just out here hoeing.
Right.
And that all these men is running through women. This and that. If it's 7 to 8 throughout their lifetime, it's a false propaganda that's being put out here about men.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. How can men be having the same amount of sexual partners as women, yet they're the ones that's being looked at as just promiscuous people that just can't stay with one person? Huh. Very interesting. This is something that we found out tonight on some Shits and Giggles. We're being duped. Come on, bro. Let's wrap it up, bro. What's some good for Shits and Giggles do y'all got for me?
And
I got one for you.
Go ahead. Start it off.
Well, Bone didn't come to my fucking party.
I wasn't expecting you to put that on live.
Idiot.
I was on baby duty. watching my niece. A wonderful weekend. Otherwise, I would have been there.
But nah, man. Oh, I got a good one though, bro. So when we was going camping, I mean not camping, kayaking, man, just trying to get there on time, man. The day before we did it, like we did all of our deliveries for shirts and this and that. So I could just have that morning to kind of get ready for kayaking or go get little stuff I needed from the grocery store. And lo and behold, bro, we forgot about an order. And it was for a lady. A woman ordered a shirt for her son that was going camping for his birthday. And she called and placed this order, bro, and we forgot all about it. And then my daughter seen the lady message us like, "Where's the shirt?" You know. And we got her on the phone, and bro, she literally started crying. She started crying. I don't know if she was going through something else or what it was, but she was like, "I just want this shirt just for my son. That's all he asked for, and this and that," and just was really crying. And it was like coming right down to the time we had to be at the kayaking when all of this happened. So I'm like, oh my God, bro, what am I gonna do? But it meant so much. I was like, forget it. Got the shirt printed, delivered, taken to her, and boom, all's ended up well. But kind of like I can look back on it and laugh right now, but at the time when all of that was going on at the same time, it's like, man, bro, I don't want to be late to kayaking and everybody showing up there to go with me, and I'm about to be late because I had to make one shirt. But it was on me and I forgot, and I don't want to ruin the kids' trip. So it was like just a lot of gravity, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot going on. But to laugh about it now, to say, bro, we made it through and it was better, you know. So that's mine.
So my for shits and giggles would be sitting there at your party with and then taking pictures with me, you, Micah, Kwame,
Dub.
just Dub,
Dub.
Dub, the girl was there at the party, and just thinking back to all the things that we have been through as far as childhood coming up, our different paths and different journeys and everything that we did. I actually did sit there and think about that, just how differently that we went from me going through college, you going on your journey, Micah going through the journey of having to go to prison and all that type of stuff, and just girl's journey and everything, having kids, Dub having kids early on and all that stuff, and just the way that we grown and to see where we have come to all as men, as even going through all our different journeys. But one thing remained, that we always remain close. We ain't always that we always up under each other 24/7 or whatever, but the love is always there whenever we get together, and that and was able to just look and think back of different stories and different things we did, and some things that was for the shits that was like, damn, I didn't think we was gonna make it through this, or thought it was bad, this and that. And just now at you turning 50 and knowing that I'll be 50 next week and everything, and Mike and Dub already 50, and it like, man, we made it. And man, the giggle about the stuff and laugh at a lot of things that has happened in our life, man. And just so, yeah, you know, just unfortunate that Bone wasn't there with us, and we was wondering where he was. But you know, it's always got to be that one that miss out on.
But no, Bone already stated for the record that he was a wild card.
Always.
That's it. You know, and that was good.
For me, just hearing the stories about the birthday and just looking at us today, it made me think about just not only self-reflections, but reflections on us. Just thinking back how we were as kids and the similarities to what we are now, and the contrast to what we are now, the men we've become. And it is truly funny to think about the stuff that we used to get into as kids and the nonsense that we found ourselves in, and some of the events that happened growing up that changed us forever. And thinking about that, just reflecting, it all came to pass, seeing those pictures that you sent out on your birthday. It's like, wow, we certain degree we made it, and there's a lot there's a lot more to come. So just reflecting from, you know, childhood to manhood, the things that we've gone through and the things that, you know, you had to endure, the things you persevered through, and, you know, to be able to maintain friendship and brotherhood throughout it all. It was all, you know, in that moment, turning 50 for you, bro, it was that was big. And
Man,
to
it's a
still have
testament,
love for one
man.
another is a big thing. So that would be
Man.
mine.
And I would say also with us being together, Bone was missing, but also missing Damien. You know what I'm saying? That being the other one there,
I was just thinking that, bro.
we know bro is doing his thing in Minnesota, so we're happy and proud of him and miss him. But you know what I'm saying, just hate the fact that he wasn't there with us, and also Kevin Ship. You know what I'm saying? That was that was pretty much our core of us that was always together over there on Harvard and everything. So man, we missed y'all three being there with us, man.
No doubt.
Man, oh man, I swear I wish Flames would have been there, bro. Man, we done so much stuff. Oh my god, bro. Man, let me tell you, bro. I wish Flammy G was there. If he would have been there, that would have just set it off. And then, man, for Wally B and Tay Boogie, man, my two brothers, man, those was
R.I.P.
two. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh man, brothers.
And that's a different type of, you know what I'm saying, because it hurts to, you know what I'm saying, that they ain't there. And it's crazy, man, because Tay's son Kamari is my driver for my dump truck business. And man, when I sit and
What's
had
the name of your dump
conversations,
truck business, cuz?
Gilly Boy Trucking, Gilly Boy LLC, and so
You don't even know the name of your own business, man. Are you kidding me?
I had it started off with trucking, but it's just LLC now, just Gilly Boy LLC. But man,
Gilly
just
Boy LLC.
when I sit and talk to Kamari, everything about him is Tay. And sometimes I'll be like, man, I thought I was just talking to Tay, and I'll be having to catch myself, man. And I love nephew, and man, he's doing a great job for me and everything, man. But it is just truly amazing just to see what, like I said, we miss Tay, but there's so much of Tay in Kamari, and just being around him, you know, said I don't get to see the other two as much, but you know what I'm saying, just seeing Kamari, man, he is 100% Tay, man. For real. He's definitely Tay.
He definitely is, bro. And Tay is still with us, man. And my brother Wally B is still with us too, man. Wally B, I love you, bro. Wally B is around, man. Show Wally more love. All right, y'all. That's for shits and giggles, man. You still watching? Thank you guys for watching it with us, man. Like, subscribe, ring the bell notification, and like this post, man. Like this video, right? So we can keep it jumping. All right, man. Love y'all, bros.
I love you, bro. See y'all Thursday.
All right. Peace.
Peace, easy.
That was